Nah, but yeah, so I asked my music teacher in third grade, like, yo, give me the instrument that all the jazz people play. And I really wanted a saxophone. I knew in my brain I wanted a saxophone.
But they gave you a trumpet.
Then they gave me a trumpet.
That's one of the hardest instruments to play.
It is. It is very hard to play. Veins popping up my head and everything, you know?
Yeah.
But I was playing it. I played it for maybe like 5 years before I went on my like rebellious teenage phase and stopped playing like music instruments. I was listening to Tyler, the Creator, and like when Tyler, the Creator was dark, like when he was doing the I want to swallow a roach type of Tyler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, but I would say being a musician like for real, about 8-9 years. So
got you. Well, that's a long time though. It's like half your life. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, pretty much my whole damn life, you know, being a musician.
You're right.
Yeah.
Since you could pick something up and start playing it with yourself, then yeah, that's been 10 years then. That's crazy though. That's a lot in that whole, like, I guess, not crazy in a bad way, but like just for you to have been picking up these instruments and learning so fast and really diving into them so fast and using all your influences around you to kind of like help you in your relationship with that instrument.
Yeah.
So talk to me about how now that you are freely in your own side of your career using all of this to create your music and like, I don't know, just talk to me about that and I'll figure out another question.
Yeah, so I mean like being a musician is everything. Like what I wanted, my number one goal with going to school for music too was like to have a more intimate relationship with the art. You know, so if I could have a thought in my mind, like, you know, when you want to hear something, like I wanted to be able to translate that with like a 99% accuracy.
For your own self.
For anything. So if somebody asked me for something, if they say, yo, I need something that sounds wet, I could be like,
oh my God,
you want this. Or if I want something that sounds like New York City at 9 p.m. I can translate that exactly. Like that was my goal with going to school for music and like teaching myself all these different things. And now that I'm like 24 now and I'm like 9 years in, like I could do that with like confidence. So if I have an idea for like how I want an album to sound for myself or for somebody else, like I could translate that perfectly without having to go through anyone either. Like I could play everything. Like I don't have to clear samples. Like I could just
you could just create it yourself.
I could just play whatever I want. But I'm also
I want to be able to do that. Damn, that's so remember earlier, sorry to interrupt. Remember earlier when I was telling you like why I do this? Because like I like to listen to music and try to translate my emotions or what I see or what I want to depict through it.
Yeah.
My vision boards are to like certain songs and stuff.
Yeah.
But like whenever I'm like, I want to hear Janet Jackson Lonely mixed with SZA's Broken Clocks, I don't know how to do that. Yeah. But I want to do it because I know that sound is something that I know I want to hear. It's gonna feed me. Yeah. But like I can't do that on my own. Like, do I gotta go to school to do that? Or I gotta sit up at the Boys and Girls Club every day like you? I don't got time for that.
Yeah, no, I mean I feel like you just gotta be obsessed with that. You know, that's the fundamental part of it. Like, if you're obsessed with it, you'll figure out a way to translate that. And my goal was to make it easier to translate so I could do it like quick. You know, so if somebody said I want Broken Clocks, Janet Jackson in a studio session, my goal is to do that within 45 minutes to an hour. You know, so it's like now I feel like I'm at a point where I could kind of like do that now and like help empower other people and teach them how to do it. Like, you want this song to sound this way, then you record yourself. I'll show you how to do it. But like that journey between the thought in your mind and when it leaves your mouth, that's personal to you. Like any version that I translate, as much of a chameleon I try to be, there'll always be my bias in it, you know? So that like, it was always my goal, like learning different things like that to
your
like,
taste and sound.
Yeah, to do my taste and sound.
That's my slogan.
To do my taste and sound, but also like be like a chef that can make any dish, anything. Like I was in a Latin jazz ensemble in college. And then I was also composing classical music in college, you know, and trying to do it with a transparency. Like, I don't want you to hear it and think, oh, Clark made it. I want you to hear it and think, this sound like a Latin jazz song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, you get it.
Yeah. So,
you get it.
But now in my creative process, like I am trying to put myself in the music now, like at least with my music. And like when I'm producing stuff for people too, like I'm starting to like stand on my bias and stand on my preferences and like stand on my approach to the art. Now that I know I could do anything now.
Okay.
You know, so.
All right. Well, I want to play a game. I want to insert a game real quick. And I just made this game up, y'all. It's a new game called Fly on the Wall.
Okay.
All right. The purpose of this game is for you to answer this prompt as immediately as possible.
Okay.
Really anything I ask you as immediately as possible. I want it straight off your heart. If you could be a fly on the wall in the recording of any studio session of any song, dead or alive, whatever, who would it be and why?
Any song?
Anything.
So probably Drake. Like if I was around when Drake was working on Nothing Was the Same.
Okay.
And hearing him record Tuscan Leather. Hearing him record Come Through. Hearing him record From Time. I would love to be a fly on the wall to that. You know, because like Drake is like a person that makes what he does seem effortless.
Very effortless.
Like he makes it seem like anybody could do it.
Yep.
But it's not true. Like what he's doing, like with his art is extremely curated. You know, so I would love to be a fly on the wall and like witness like the level of intentionality in the space that he's in. Or maybe that era of music came from a certain level of unintentionality that'll never be able to be replicated.
Exactly.
Like I want to know like what it was that put him in that space to make that album, because that album was perennial to me. Like listening to that, like every time it comes on, I know exactly where I was. Like that's one of the few projects that like time, place, location, smell, everything I can remember when I listen to that. You know, even when as I'm talking to you, I'm imagining the cover art. I'm imagining all the things I was going through as I was listening to that album. So I feel like a session with him, I want to do a session with Thundercat too. Like
he wouldn't know you were there though. You're just a fly on the wall.
Yeah. I just want to be a fly on the wall.
A session with Drake. Let's get Clark to get a session with Drake.
Hey man, that's gonna happen probably next year.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
Gonna happen soon.
Yeah.
But then you said Thundercat too. What about Thundercat?
So Thundercat's an alien. Thundercat, like he plays bass, but like he also has a certain level of unseriousness. But like
that is a great way to explain him.
Yeah, but like he's really good. Like he's too good to not take him seriously. So I didn't even know like he has this one song that's like a favorite of mine called Tron Song, and like extremely dissonant chords, warm record, super live, like feeling song, but he's meowing in it. But the song is depressing as hell.
I've never heard the song before. That's shit I be doing in my own self.
No, he literally says meow, 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 meow. Like, but the song is depressing as hell. So I just want to understand like what cathartic space he was in when he was making that record. You feel me? Like what cathartic space he was in when he was making that record, and what space allowed him to do that unapologetically without feeling like an outcast or an alien, or like he felt comfortable doing what he was doing. So I want to know like how intentional was that space to like let him meow and nobody looking at him like, bro, what the f wrong with you, bro? Like he punches it in, he records it.
Who's in the room with you, Thundercat, when that's going down? Let's ask him. I want to know what was the studio like at that point in time? I want to know.
Yeah, I want to know too, because like I don't think he made that record. I know he produced it, but I'm pretty sure someone played drums on it, keys on it. Like he has a band.
Yeah,
it sounded like it was tracked live too. So like I would just like to know like I love it when artists are like unapologetically like whatever. If they're going left, go left.
Yeah.
If you're right in the middle, stay right in the middle.
Yeah.
Like that. So I would love to be in sessions like that. You know, because you don't get Thundercat sessions often. Like, you know, even being in an engineer in Atlanta, like you don't get sessions with artists like those at all.